All right. Call to order. This is first for me, so I'm winging it a little bit, but call to order the Blanco County Salary Grievance Committee on Tuesday, August 12th, 2025 at 3:00 p.m. And I guess before we can talk about calling the roll, maybe I'll just. So all of the elected officials that are statutorily identified appear to be here. And there are at least five members of the public that were in the grand jury service pool, and the order in which they responded. We'll need the first three, and then the other two, you're welcome to stay and maybe even be an alternate if somebody gets sick or something in the next hour, but it's only the first three according to the statute. We have three public members and the seven table. So the first one is Allison Klein. Yes, ma'am. So if you want to come take a seat. Patsy Simpson. And the third one is Lorena Sanderson. And then Mr. Moreno and Ms. Lenz. Appreciate you showing. We called all, back in the day when the Commissioners Court was setting up this option, all of you who had served on the grand jury pool were involved or considered, but these were the top five that were drawn. And I apologize. Are you Ms. Lenz? Okay. Well, Randy Lenz. Why did I say this? I'm sorry. My apologies. So Mr. Lenz and Mr. Moreno thank you for showing. I'm sorry if we inconvenienced you, but we weren't sure who would show and who wouldn't show, so we wanted to make sure we had enough.
Okay.
And you're welcome to stay if you. So with that, you don't really need to call the roll.
I'm fine with
Kind of
that, Judge.
identify everybody that's here.
I've got everybody ready.
The next item will be public comments. And Ms. Deanne Welch.
My name is Deanne Welch, and I live in Lakewood County.
If you'll just talk loud, so get you're good. I thought I was supposed to sit here. Okay.
And I was here at the regular commissioners court meeting this morning. Everybody wants to raise, I guess, Kristen's 4.5% raise this plan, that would give her $71,000 a year. They're not adequate. I want you to know that I've only been in the county 19 years, so I'm still new. And there are a lot of people who moved in after I moved in, and every year they bring in another $1.5 million. And you keep spending it on yourselves. And we need standard public services. Yeah, 6 years, I haven't had a guarantee that someone who knows how to save a life would always staff my ESD. I don't know what to do except keep forging ahead and try to let the new people that come in. Soon we're going to outnumber those of you who get your tax sheltered land, and things will have to change. But you're not going to appoint us to sit on the committee. It's always the people that get the advantage, that have been here generationally. That's who you build things for, that's who you spend money for, and at some point, we're going to outnumber you. Thank you.
Okay. I don't really want to get into replying, but I would like to point out, just so it's clear to everyone in the room, that there's a statutory process by which the public members are selected, and it wasn't my selection or any of you that made that selection. So just making it clear that it was a random process, just like Ms. Doyle uses in her other jury selection processes. With that said, I put down in here item 1 being council wanted to give us any thoughts on procedures or comments on the process, this process.
I don't have any comments at this time.
Okay. The real basics of it are the way I see this going is Ms. Spees will make her presentation, and I think you all have her letter probably. And then there can be a deliberation by the committee regarding the grievance, and then a vote of the committee. The vote has to be public, it cannot be in the executive session. In fact, I can't find any exception that would apply to allow us to go into executive session under the Open Meetings Act. So what we do here is open, number 1. Number 2, under the provisions of the statute involved, if 6 to 8 vote in favor of a salary increase, then it goes to the commissioner's court for them to ultimately decide. If 9 vote for a salary increase, it goes to the commissioner's court for them to approve. It's sort of automatic. if five, if less than six, vote against a salary increase, then, yeah, if five or less vote against a salary increase, then, that would be reported to the Commissioners Court that it did not pass at this committee level. I think there's any other housekeeping matters. Oh, voting. So there's no, because this is a public meeting, it's kind of like the Commissioners Court. There are times, I'm sure, when commissioners would love to have a secret ballot, but that's not allowed under the Open Meetings Act. And so it's not allowed here either. And the two ways we can do it, the way that I prefer to do it, unless somebody violently objects, is we have a paper ballot somewhere that if whatever motion might come up today, a paper ballot, and you can circle yes or no and sign your name and print your name, and then we'll collect them all and see how the vote came out. Whatever the vote, whatever action happens today, the statute indicates that a report needs to go to the Commissioners Court, signed by everyone at the table. So I don't know how we're going to do that real fast when we don't know what it is, but we'll figure it out. So that said, unless anyone has anything else, it's going to say the speeds is forward.
Good afternoon, Judge Bray and members of the Salary Grievance Committee. I appreciate the opportunity to present my request regarding the proposed salary to the Office of Tax Assessor Collector for Blanco County. My intent is to provide you with clear factual information so you can make a fully informed decision on the best interest of our county and its taxpayers. My role as tax assessor is the office is unique, that it operates two separate offices, not required, but extremely beneficial to our constituents, and second to the sheriff's office in size of the department. We are directly responsible for motor vehicle registration and titling as an agent for the Texas Department of Motor Vehicle, beer, wine, and mixed beverage permit collection for TABC, and boat renewals for Parks and Wildlife. To date, for fiscal year 24-25, we have processed 15,286 transactions and handled $2,053,850.26 in collections for motor vehicle, 12,355 for TABC, and 1,926 for Parks and Wildlife. These amounts do not reflect the money that is turned over from the appraisal district currently, $12,551,356.92, which I am directly liable for. My staff includes 4 employees that I manage in 2 locations. The office handles critical county revenue, which without it, the county could not operate properly. And our laws and training change every 2 years with the implementation of new laws that affect motor vehicles. I've done a little research to tag 4 counties, similar in size. Some are a tiny bit bigger, but we kind of all do the same role. I've talked with Anderson County. Their population is roughly 10,700. That individual makes $86,324. That is in her current budget year that they are about to close. She has 1 office with 6 full-time positions, 1 part-time, and 1 location. Bandera County roughly has 19,000. They make $84,274. That is her current budget. She has 2 offices, 7 full-time individuals, 2 part-time employees in the 1 location. But she has 2 locations, 1 in Bandera, 1 in Lake Hills. DeWitt County, population roughly 11,300. She makes $84,357. She has 1 office with 5 employees. And Galista County next door has a population of 21,800. She is getting $86,651. She has one location and 5 employees. In reviewing salaries for similar sized counties with comparable workload, it is clear that Glendale County is below market for this role. The tax office efficiently directly affects county revenue and stability. We didn't collect the money, the sheriff wouldn't have it to spend. We operate within budget and consistently meet state audit standards. And justifiable salary reflects the responsibility and complexity of the tax assessor while supporting the retention and stability of our services. My request, based on the scope of duties, workload, and market comparisons, I respectfully request an adjustment of $8,000 to the proposed salary for the fiscal year 25-26. This adjustment brings the position to the midpoint of the salary survey completed by the county a few years back. Thank you for your time and attention and service on this committee. I respectfully ask your favorable consideration, knowing that your decision will directly impact not only my office, but the taxpayers who rely on our services daily. This isn't just a job for me, it's a career. I've invested years in building expertise, public relationships, and relationships in this field, and I am committed to its long-term success. Thank you.
I'm guessing the next step possibly would be questions if you have any, but I forgot to mention something at the beginning that I need to mention to you now, so it's clear. Under the statute, I don't vote. I don't have a vote. My only job here is to facilitate. The 9 of you vote. So whatever happens out here, I mean, at first it seemed odd, but it makes sense because ultimately I'll be with the commissioners and I will have a vote, but as it is right now, my job is just to help you get wherever you want to get. Okay, anyone have any questions or comments or thoughts on this?
I have a question that I did not hear it in your statement here, but it says that a non-elected staff member is making more than 6 elected officials. Is that person on your staff?
No.
No.
The tax assessor collector doesn't collect the taxes for the county.
No, not taxes, not property taxes. Ma'am?
Is that part of Kristen's job though? Or no?
No, it's been contracted by the county to the chief appraiser.
Okay. These other counties that were mentioned, do they?
I don't know.
Gillespie County is the only one that does not collect the property taxes. The appraisal does it for them just like they do for us.
Is there any evidence of what the other elected officials make in those same counties you mentioned?
I did not look at the additional elected officials. I specifically looked for my office. I can pull the budget. Who specifically did you want me to pull?
The same ones you pulled up?
No, what elected officials?
All elected officials.
in Andrews County, the just says precinct 3. I don't know if that is a GP commissioner. So,
And you mentioned Anderson County. Huh?
no, Andrews County.
Okay, I
I
misunderstood.
heard Anderson.
And I may have said Andrews, I meant Andrews.
Okay.
And I got that list, I went to town, I pulled out their salary survey from a couple of years ago, and I put counties within our population bracket.
I have a quick question. It sounded like Gillespie County was about similar to Blanco County and what your job is and what her job is. How much does she make? Does she make a lot more than I do? What is her salary?
86,651.
Thank you very much. I think the best comparison in my opinion.
So we don't, but what is the commissioners and
This commissioner.
district clerk and the county clerk and those make over there and the treasurer? Is there a difference between the tax assessor, elected officials and the other elected officials in any of those counties?
These budgets are hard to read because they put their revenues and expenses all together.
So when last was a survey done looking at our in our county versus other counties? I mean, I'm looking at the tax assessor collector versus the treasurer, and the treasurer, I mean, I know it's not the same job, but I mean, the tax assessor is making a couple thousand less than the treasurer.
Prior to 2021, prior to 2023, the treasurer, most of the elected officials, save the sheriff, were paid the same. It was the exact same.
Okay.
And then in 22 and 23, a salary study was commissioned by the court.
Okay.
And we paid a lot of money, in my terms,
Right.
for it. They came back with these recommendations and everybody's was different. Everybody's was different.
Okay.
And that's why you see disparities now, because the commissioner's court voted to approve this, the salary study in general. There were some alterations, but generally speaking.
Okay.
You have one question that I'm a little concerned about, because I don't want you to be misled.
Okay.
You asked if the person that makes more than the elected officials is on her staff.
Right.
And the answer is no.
Right.
But only one individual was singled out. I think there are 13 or 14 people that are not elected officials that make more than some of us.
Okay.
It looks like They range from 96,000 to 87 something.
For the,
Elected officials.
and what is the difference between, is there a difference between the tax assessor collector and any of the other elected positions?
Judge Ray, can you explain to me why it's brought to like a grievance committee?
Because that's the law, that's the way.
And but like, how does it all, like, if she budgets into her budget that she wants to raise and stuff, then it goes like where? I mean,
You, each elected official is notified of their proposed salary.
Okay.
And they have a certain amount of days to protest that. If they protested, this process begins.
I have a question. Can you propose, like a different amount to bring it more in line with, not the, maybe not the whole 8,000, but like 6,000, I think it's 76 or 77,000 instead of,
I anticipated that question and thought I'd have the answer, but I want to triple check before I give you a response.
I can give you a little,
I would say maybe, because it says that you can recommend a pay increase that's greater than the one requested.
okay,
Seems if you could request, if you could,
one greater you could counter,
I'm just,
yeah, I've worked in an appraisal district for 8 years, so it was good for me. That's all.
oh, by the way, there was one other thing I forgot, just so you don't, sorry, this is the first one I've done. But if you, so you don't think there's anything amiss about this, it is in fact the law and has been for decades under various attorney general opinions that even if the person making the grievance is statutorily on this committee, they're entitled to vote. So the fact that Ms. Spees gets to vote is not different.
And it is interesting to point out that if she were to get the full 8,000, that would put her the third highest. No, wait, okay, the county attorney, which I know, you have a lot of higher education, and I understand the sheriff here as well. So I'm just making a statement.
Was there an explanation or a breakdown for the 8,000? What it, okay,
I think that just went in line to what other tax assessors around us
okay.
make, and just as
That sounds like
a medium number.
that's what I came up with too.
Judge, I have a question about the salary survey.
Yes, ma'am.
That was brought up. If you could explain a little bit about why a company was chosen and which company was chosen for that salary survey.
Well, our company was chosen because I feel like this is a leading question. I mean, I'm keeping the answer she's looking for. I think a company was chosen because we felt, and that we, the court felt that Blanco County salaries were not keeping up in general. I have one gentleman here who'll tell you that pretty much on a daily basis, he's fighting for more money and more people, or more money for the same people. But I think Ms. Swift is also, by the way, besides being county treasurer, is currently the HR department. So if you have HR questions, she might be the one to ask. But I think the idea was a wholesale look at the entire, not just law enforcement, not just one particular office, but look at the entire game. How a company got chosen, I don't remember. I want to say we had like an RF. I don't know if it was a request for proposal process, but I thought there were submissions.
Yeah,
And we chose one over the other. As a matter of fact, I remember it was really close. It could have been either one.
correct.
And we chose a company, I believe they're in Florida.
And since then, on listserv, there's been several other counties that have used them.
Williamson County had already used them, I think.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think I remember them.
So as to the salary study, it wasn't, you might imagine one differently than it was. I've seen some where, but you pay a lot of money. We did not pay that kind of money. We paid good money, but not that kind of money. But there are salary studies where people come in and observe you and monitor you or whatever. And there may have been a little of that, but most of it was more of a paper transaction.
And just again for maybe clarification for the committee, was that done through self-reporting
Yes. Yeah.
surveys?
Right. I wrote my job description, the commissioners wrote theirs, people wrote theirs. That's why the commissioners were slated to make more money than me. I think in the end, we decided to make them even, but according to the salary study, I'm pretty sure the commissioners were supposed to make more than me.
Part of the difference too on salaries is there's some longevity.
Right,
Put in there.
okay.
Yeah, things you don't see or any kind of somehow recognition raises in, as she says, longevity, and that one can get kind of tricky because there's 2 years it literally is at the 2-year point and at the 4-year point that the bumps are bigger. Every other longevity year is 1% forever.
But for years, the elected officials did not get
That's right.
longevity.
That's right.
It's just in the last few years that elected officials have started getting that.
Well, I'm certainly not fussing about it. I mean, I do know Blanco County as a rule. I mean, schools and other places, I mean, we're not known for our high salaries here as it is. So, yeah.
You know, Gillespie County maybe is a comparable. They're a little bigger than us, but they're our next door neighbor. Andrews County, they are definitely very close to us in population and size. But that's kind of a different animal. So sometimes it's tricky to compare.
Yeah.
Compare one to another. And if anybody that doesn't know where Andrews County is, it literally is on the New Mexico border.
Yeah, the cost of living there is 0.
Yeah.
And it's geographically about twice our size. But like I say, there could be counties more populated. I'm just saying it's very hard. I don't know that it's easy to compare. There could be other counties that are even more comparable to us, but you wouldn't necessarily know it about. I think she mentioned Bandera County. That's an interesting one. It kind of, I sometimes relate Blanco County to Bandera County in the sense that the elected officials in Bandera County will tell you their population is this Monday through Friday. And it's this Saturday and Sunday because they have such a huge influx every single weekend. I mean, huge. And they have to be, at least as far as law enforcement, they have to be staffed up for a bigger number, not a smaller number. So, and sometimes I think Blanco County goes through that a little bit too. That we get a lot bigger on the weekends.
And hunting season.
I don't think Gillespie County, even though it's larger, she's not asking for as much as if they're paying in Gillespie County. She's only asking for half of what they make more. So instead of asking for 16, she's asking for 8. And I think that kind of maybe makes up for the size. I don't know.
I have my same argument as I do every 2 weeks. The same argument I have every 2 weeks. I need to pay them more.
If you think that the 8,000 is too much of an increase, can somebody else stick out another number that they think it'd be more fair than moving it up the whole 8? Maybe we come to a compromise somewhere. If that's possible, she would accept it. I don't know. I've done this before, so I don't know what to do.
Where did it come out on the survey? You're saying that's it, on that it's the median?
Yes. Right, I mean, this number I believe is in the wrong column. I think that should be there and this should be here. Perfect, so I think that's a typo, so this number would be here. So it takes me just under what the salary survey says is a medium.
Guess that's the answer to your question.
Where are they?
That's
Did I say whatever it was you were trying to give me to say?
I just wanted some information on how the salary survey came about.
Well, it was imperfect. To be fair.
Absolutely.
Is Kristen the only one that asked for a raise that isn't getting a raise? Or was other elected officials asking for a raise too and they were denied also? And she's the only one that turned in the grievance.
Okay, so in my time, I don't remember anyone ever asking for a raise. The process is, in about April, May, and June, and then some of July, the county does a workshop and conducts some inquiries to get proposed budgets
Right.
by department.
Okay.
The salary part is, we
That's in
don't,
the budget.
we never, I don't know how it was done before me. I don't think they ever asked people to say, tell us what you want to make. That part was left for the county judge to propose an increase. And frankly, mostly, my perspective is mostly you're looking at the employees because because elected officials kind of choose to do what they're doing. But I'm trying to get to your question. So, as I said, this is my first one. No, you don't actually, in my experience, we haven't ever had somebody go, I need to make, or I want you to make me make, or I want you to propose such and such. The real world process is, I propose usually a cost of living adjustment and maybe some other adjustments. And then the commissioner's court does whatever they do with it, accepts it, bumps it up, knocks it down, does whatever.
So this went to
And then-
Commissioner's Court first. Her asking for a raise.
No,
No.
no. So in years past, I have been proposing percentage increases, and I might again someday. This particular year, I proposed a straight dollar amount. And as you can probably well imagine, the math, a straight dollar, I proposed $2,600. And by the way, that works out convenient for her because we have 26 pay periods. So it's $100 additional pay period. So for people on the low end of the spectrum, that's a higher percentage raise than it is for him. Her, or any of us. So, and so I proposed it that way this time, and so far the commissioner's court seems to be agreeing with that. So the raise so when you say what did she ask for? She didn't ask for that, and was there no raise? There is a raise proposed right now for all the elected officials of $2,600. And when I have to post the budget by August the 7th, I think it is. And at that point, once it's posted and published, then an elected official who doesn't like their salary can grieve it. And that's what's happening. Mike,
I think so.
so I guess her current salary would be $2,600 less than 70,974.
The 67,697.
It is, yes, it's currently 67,697, and it will go to 70,974.
This one. Thank you.
So that's the raise proposed up to 79.74. And if I understand the request, because it says in addition to, you're looking at 78.74. I don't, do you have, I have some notes. I don't know if you have the pages or not. You can see what we all make.
Yes.
Okay. My calculations, there are 4 elected officials maybe that make less than Ms. Speaks. No, maybe 2.
But that would put her like third highest paid.
Yes, ma'am. Elected official.
Right.
There'd still be
No, I was
several
talking-
people making more.
Right, I was talking these elected officials.
How many employees do you have
4.
full-time?
Where did you come up with the 8,000?
It was a number between, I don't know, I think I took the counties around us as to what they were making. And just took a portion of that.
The rest of us know this. I will worry about the public members. I don't want you to go away and go, well, he didn't tell us that. And I'm trying to just facilitate you all having a meeting, but I don't want you to go away and not know everything. I make more than, I don't know what you have in front of you, but I make more because the state of Texas, who pays Ms. Doyle's judges their full salary, pays 18% of that. I get an additional.
It's on there.
So does Ms. Speeds, Ms. Early, and so does and there's those are the only 2 I think of that kind of salary. But then there's
I apologize.
then there's some additional salaries that I don't know what they're looking at. I don't know if it shows them or not, because, for example, Commissioner Randberg and now Commissioner Riley get a little bit because they manage the recycle center, the big recycle center. And there's a couple others of those. Commissioner Leisman serves as the emergency management coordinator for the county. So elsewhere?
Yes.
Certainly, if you want to keep them going, I'll be done in a minute.
Does anyone have any other questions about the salaries? Information provided. Does your office take on any additional duties that are not statutorily required?
Didn't hear that, sorry.
I asked if her office took on any additional duties that were not statutorily required.
In personal knowledge, it's not statutorily required, we do it for the public.
Okay.
So we did have one.
That would be the only one. But it's the agency.
And as far as, I guess let me get to this, maybe you just discussed it in your letter, the liquor tax, I think is that something that the tax assessor collector is required to collect for the state?
And look at the county tax portion where establishments do and like that. There were two more, sorry.
I didn't see the second one. Could you do the second one?
That was.
I'm so sorry.
Well, I know Judge is finishing, but at this time, is anyone making a proposal for an increase? Or does anyone want to make a proposal?
I propose that it's a fair increase to looking at its midway between, the county that's closest to us. And she's not asking for as much as that person is making, she's trying to come into the middle. And looking at the evidence that she's presented, I would think that would be fair. In my opinion, I think it's fair.
Does anyone have any comment or discussion about?
So being that this is a meeting under the Open Meetings Act, I think we need to consider that in the motion,
Okay.
unless it's not a motion.
No, I I motion to, give it a raise. $8,000 raise, unless someone has a counter that they think would be better.
So the next procedural step is a second. Does anyone second the motion?
I'll second the motion.
Motion's made and seconded. So the motion's restated, so everybody has it to vote on. You're moving that she received the full requested $8,000 raise.
Yes, sir.
So
Plus the
Yes.
additional,
over and above the 70,000, I think.
It's 70, it'd be 78,000.
so the 2,600 plus an additional 8,000.
So it would be a $10,000 raise.
20,
I got the
$10,600.
$8,600.
10,600.
Can I ask if that's your motion?
That would be
Yeah, that was
10,000.
my motion. The other, I had another idea. If y'all thought that was too much, I was trying to get somebody else to.
Is your motion $8,000 or $10,600?
My motion is to bring it, my motion is to bring her salary to 78,974.
And that's both.
That is what.
Turn it in.
The motion passes 7-2. Statute. If 6 or more members vote to recommend to increase the officer's salary or personal expenses, the committee shall submit a recommendation to the Commissioners Court in writing. And 7 is more than 6, so 7 voted in favor which means it goes to the Commissioners Court for the Commissioners Court to consider. It does not mean the Commissioners Court must do it. That would take a unanimous vote of 9. So, what we need now, and Harper had to go assist the troopers, but what we need now is a document for all 9 of you to sign. He said so, basically. It says make the recommendation in writing. I think it was an association recommendation. I saw that everybody needs to sign it, so we need a decision from the grievance committee, 7-2, recommending the full 8,000 over and above what was already proposed, so it'd be 78,000 and 78,974 is the recommendation to the commissioners.
Give me that number one more time, please.
I beg your pardon?
Give me that number one more time.
78,974.
I voted 7 for and 2 against.
Correct. Yes, and we need 9 signatures.
Yes, I'm working on that with Sheila. Be right back.
So bear with us just a minute.
You have school issues.
You got a phone, has,
I don't, oh, she got on the bus, she said the boys aren't on there.
that is an issue.
So, I believe that the actual vote needs to be identified more than just the number.
Okay.
I believe if you think about it,
Sure.
open meetings act, the whole point is you can see how.
Everyone voted?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, because we're submitting it to the court, I wanted to have a record of the vote, but it's probably needs to identify for,
Probably, I would say so.
yeah. So, the vote is, Klein, no, Early, no, Jackson, yes. Doyle, yes. You should be a doctor. Simpson, yes. Sanderson, yes. Swift, yes. Speeds, yes, and Wally, yes. So if you all can just bear with us just long enough to get your signatures. I think we'll be.
Thank you all very much.
Yes.
Lorraine, do you mind if I ask you a question that you may or may not know the answer to?
I'm on your salary, so
Okay.
your payroll.
Okay, for the 4 precincts, how is road maintenance dollars divided? Is it divided equally? Is it divided based on the number of roads in the precinct? Clay and I were talking about that.
Yeah, you probably get different answers from different people. My answer is it's based a lot on what each commissioner submits for their needs for the
Okay.
year. I mean, it's kind of within a lane, part of the pond. No commissioner gets too crazy out there.
Right.
It's also, the reason they're not equal, and they may have been equal at some point, but the reason it's not totally equal is because the roads are not the same
Right.
distance nor the same in each one. And sometimes people have projects that are just gonna be bigger that year than other years. It's like Commissioner Riley this year is taking on, his particular budget looks a little bigger than the others, but he's taken on all of McCall Creek Road, which, by the way, isn't all in his precinct. Some of it drifts over into the next precinct, but he's doing the whole thing, so
Okay.
so basically, you can almost say that his project budget is 2 precincts budgets, partly.
Okay.
Is that kind of getting what you want?
Sure. I just wondered if, the amount of roads that the county's required, that the county has to do maintenance on is taken into account when, money is budgeted there.
Yes.
That's, yeah.
They picked up at one spot.
Yeah.
Okay.
But mostly by them.
Right.
I mean, they're the 4 votes.
Right,
And
okay.
mostly they figure that out among themselves. I thought you were gonna ask me a harder question. Precinct size.
No, that was it.
So I can't complain about the Blanco County precincts looking so weird because census blocks are what you use to make up precincts. And in Blanco County, census blocks are not like they are in Austin, they're big bricks.
Right.
They're weird shapes and sizes. And it caused us this past time, nobody's happy with the precincts. No commissioner, certainly not me, nobody I know is happy with the precincts. And we tried everything we could to avoid it and ask the straight questions. Do we have to follow this law? And essentially, we keep getting told we do, so.
Okay.
But I don't like precincts. But that was one of the things that made countywide polling so attractive because people don't have to necessarily go to their precinct.
That's right. That is nice.
What else can I do by time? So, Ms. Harley is, spending a little time with us today, and her time has become more precious than usual because not only does she do Blanco County as county attorney, but because of some like personnel changes in Gillespie County and conflicts and whatnot, she's become a special prosecutor in Gillespie County for some child cases. So sometimes Blanco County shares with others.
see my nails. Just kidding, I really appreciate the brand new AC. in this building.
I mean, did we put in this building, do you know? Just one?
It works.
It works really good, but it was not working at
It
all
was not
before.
working at all.
So early, what do you do?
I'm the county attorney. And so my office handles all misdemeanor prosecution, but we wear a lot of different hats. And so, like, I know Jed referred to a state supplement listed on here earlier. That's for the CPS cases. We handle all CPS prosecution, all juveniles, misdemeanor and felony, protective orders. We attend commissioner's court and we advise the county with regard to civil matters. So we handle all the contract for the county and both JP offices as well. So we're the prosecutors for the Class Cs in the JP's office.
You work directly with the advocacy center?
I'm sorry?
You work directly with the advocacy center? For the
Yes.
children?
So there really are only 2 JP courts?
Yes, there really are only 2 JP
Okay.
courts.
I did not know that. And constables evidently. Are so
Yes.
those with the county that have Johnson City and Blanco in them, or are they the ones who don't have Johnson City and Blanco? The town itself. I mean, we're the justice of the peace. There's just a north and a south then.
That's correct.
There's only one county attorney?
I'm the county attorney, but I do have, I have a full-time assistant county attorney, yes, and then I have a part-time assistant county attorney. And we manage with what we have, but we are plenty busy. Yeah, there's no shortage of work.
It sounded like when we served on that, I can't think of it now, what's it called, my mind was blank. Yeah, tough job. Board is tough.
Were you gonna say the grand jury? The
Huh?
grand jury?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I couldn't spit it out. I don't know.
We don't have to do grand jury. Yeah, that's the
That's
district
district.
attorney. It's not.
Oh, the district attorney does that. Okay.
Right, the only time we handle grand jury is if we have a juvenile case where they need to be tried as an adult, or it's called determinate sentencing where they go into the adult system. So we've had that happen once. Been in 2020. Twice. We've had to present to grand jury. So that was, something that Blanco County had over the past year.
So we can let you in on a little secret, she's talking about contract review. And they're hopefully busily reviewing the lease that I signed, but didn't let go of yet. The commissioners court today approved, and we're partnering with Texas Department of Public Safety, and they're creating a brand new sergeant's area here in Blanco and Llano counties. So we'll have a DPS sergeant, the admin, DPS corporal, 4 troopers, the 2 commercial vehicle troopers, and then 4 in Llano County. So,
Not an office?
I mean, pardon?
That's what he's
To get the
contracted.
license? So we can get our license?
Not that.
Just
Not yet, but this was the foot in the door for that.
I didn't notice it until I came over that.
I'm right about
That's down there.
29. And that's ours. I'm not written on any of that.
Yeah.
If I do, that's more.
I don't talk about
Well, I just put you as non-voting, just where.
Yes,
I
yes.
don't know.
No, I do not.
The women are usually the worst.
Right now, they are the worst.
I know the feeling.
Since I got married.
Yes, you're good.
one of the things that makes me queasy is the instructions say that public members don't get paid. So
My name's not on here.
we write it in, I don't know.
I was, did somebody know this?
Can you count to make sure there's nine?
Well, there's 9, including you, which you're not
We're not
on.
voting, so, okay, so it did.
Should be 10. So anyway, so again, this is where I kind of grovel and thank you all for taking the time out. The rest of these people are getting paid figures, but you're not, we appreciate it. And I'll personally compensate you with the jittery biscuit. Anytime you'd like.
I get a break from work, okay, here.
I'm sorry.
Motion to adjourn.
Sure.
I make a motion to adjourn.
A second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Laura.
That what?
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Just give it back to me, because now I have to.